Ho, ho, ho. Merry fracking on, everyone. Merry Christmas. This is our Christmas episode. This one, we have the biggest gallery. We
Oh,
have Renee
chaos.
Nalani, Sarah Bennett, Jonathan Holmes, Kenny Jasper, and last but not least, my brother from another mother, CJ McCree from Milwaukee. Three of my best friends are on here. Actually, five of my best friends are on here. So
Nice,
it
Dave.
is it is the season of giving.
Four of my best friends are on this call. Who's the other person?
It's on us, clue style, to figure it out.
Right.
Yes. Ooh, we're going to that next episode probably. Alrighty. So, tis the season of giving. Tis the season to be joyful during this horrible year that is 2020. We will be talking about our favorite Christmas movies, favorite Christmas events, or Christmas themed movies like Batman Returns, which I keep forgetting is a Christmas movie. Take Picture Christmas Time, or Iron Man 3. So, JT, Jonathan, you haven't been on in a while, good sir. Well, you want to start with your favorite Christmas movie or tradition?
I found the past couple years, I when I was thinking about these Christmas movies, I think the one that actually has stuck the most for me in the past however long has been Scrooged.
Frank Cross is a man of true vanity, whose specialty is inhumanity.
He's fired? It's Christmas.
Thank you. Call the county. Stop his bonus.
Then he saw three-wheel whips. Now what scares him the most
I'm the ghost of Christmas present.
is the chance that he's losing his sanity.
Oh, I'm having the weirdest day.
Bill Murray, Scrooged, rated PG-13.
I watch that about every Christmas now.
Uh-huh.
I'm a big fan of the classic Christmas Carol setups. Like I love like all the different interpretations. I love like Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, that one was a good one.
But like I love Scrooged. I think Scrooge is like the most like just like human depravity centered. Like you like really hate this character. You know what I mean? And like Bill Murray's performance in that, and like some of the practical effects, like you actually like that movie, like it actually, you know, it makes me cry now. It's one of those movies that like you see this character come through this really great revelation, you know, obviously the classic Scrooge, but just how they make you hate him and how he, you know, you see where he went wrong in the same way that like, I feel like all the other Christmas Carol interpretations, they always they want you to already understand, oh, this Scrooge character is no good. But like this one, I feel like you really despise him because he's so scummy, you know?
Right.
And you see that he like wasn't that way originally. So it's like, I think that one it's not a very conventional Christmas movie. It's not one you sit down and watch with a lot of family members. But that one's definitely up there. It is pretty dark. They have this, when he finally witnesses the ghost of Christmas Future, it terrified me as a kid. Like I didn't even want to watch the movie anymore. But like the practical effects are great. Like they have a bunch of great cameos, and as said, like I think it's one of those ones that like it doesn't get recognized and played a lot because they have to censor it for TV. There's stuff with like nip slips and stuff like that. Like you said, he's supposed to be running like the scummiest version of A Christmas Carol for live TV, and it's great.
That's awesome.
So
has anyone seen?
I encourage you to watch it. I think you should watch it. You'd like it.
I will watch it. I've been wanting to watch it for a while now. But has anyone else watched Scrooge? No. Moving on.
I think I saw it on like Comedy Central growing up, and I was too young to appreciate it for what it is. Definitely one to go back and rewatch.
It's a really fun modern retelling because it said it's this TV exec who is trying to produce the first ever fully live Christmas Carol, and he basically is living out, you know, all the stuff, and he thinks it's a part of the TV studio, and he finds out he's actually like going into, and it's really dark. Like I said, it's made to be, you know, he's this New York scummy exec, and so, you know, it's just those are all the people he runs with, are all these, you know, the places he's up in, everyone's chain smoking. Like when he first gets visited by the ghost of his dead friend, it's horrible. Like the guy's limbs are falling off while he's trying to have a drink of whiskey, and it's all like coming out of his like skeleton, and you're like, oh, like it really like if it starts off and you're like, what is this going to be, and then it just immediately like takes off. You know, it's great.
I will have to check that out.
I think you should watch it.
Alrighty. Alrighty, Kenny, what is your favorite movie? Christmas movie?
I'm just gonna hit it right away. Home Alone, like without question. It was I had it on VHS. growing up, played it every year. I had the Home Alone 2, like the Talk Boy, and like I just every year, I'll go back, I'll rewatch it. I know more quotes about that movie, and I'm sure like most of us have seen it at least once. But I think it's like one of those just rare ageless classics. Like I don't know if any of you have seen the movies that made us or the toys that made us on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But there's a Home Alone episode, and like when you go through and you find out what that movie went through, almost didn't even happen. It was supposed to fail, or it was set up to fail, and then it turns around and it becomes this like timeless classic. Like I said, it's like, yeah, just amazing.
The John Williams score.
Is
Yeah,
that
the
John
John
Williams?
Williams
score?
score.
Yeah.
John Candy's in it. Does it for free.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, man.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Like it was all just friends of I'm blanking on the writer's name right now.
John Hughes.
Yeah, John Hughes.
Mhm.
All friends of John Hughes, because John Hughes is off doing, Brat Pack movies and stuff like that, and like has his friend who's an unknown director at the time, like goes and runs with it, and everybody knows like the scenes, like the where he puts the lotion on his face, the shaving cream on his face, and screams.
I took a shower washing every body part with actual soap, including all my major crevices, including in between my toes and in my belly button, which I never did before but sort of enjoyed. I washed my hair with the Don't Formula shampoo and used cream rinse for that just wash shine. I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I go out today. Other than that, I'm in good shape.
But my favorite scene, without question, and gets me every time, is Kevin's walking down the street with 2 bags full of groceries, just trudging along. Bags just drop out, everything falls on the floor, and the look on his face, just deadpan. Like we've all had that moment in our lives, where like you don't want the worst thing to happen, and then it happens, and you're just like, "Are you serious?" And Joe Pesci too, like. Should not be working with children. He's coming off of like Casino. There's quotes of him saying like it's my natural acting ability is to swear every other word, and he's working with children. He can't do that, so he makes up his own like frustrating mumbling language. Yeah, and
I can hear it now already.
Yeah.
You know.
Dude, Kenny, in the movies that made us, that episode, when the director tells that story what you're alluding to about Joe Pesci coming to him and like telling him that, like, I was in tears for so long. Like, I could just picture, like, he doesn't okay like Pesci impersonation too, you know what I mean? So it's like I could just picture this guy like saying that, and it was so funny to me, like just imagining that.
And it's so funny because Danny, what's his face? The guy who plays Marv.
Daniel
Stern. Yeah.
Daniel Stern.
Yeah.
Was, the voice of Kevin in the Wonder Years. Growing up, Kevin.
Him?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so I always knew him. And it's just the contrast of the two of them kind of together, like this like voice you're very familiar with, and he's kind of this goofy one, and then Pesci plays that really hard little bulldog man, Yeah. And the second one is great too. Like I love the first one, but like the fact that they could literally they're like, let's just do it again. You're like, all right.
I love New York before. I love part 2 more than 1. I know it's
because it has bigger traps. That's why you like 2 more. That's the only reason why.
I have to give credit to 2 in the sense that like you see character growth in this movie that's a pure comedy where Kevin sets up the warehouse with the traps, and they're like, wait, we know this game. So they fake going up the stairs and paint can swings by. Fake going up the stairs again, second paint can goes by.
The bar.
Well, they only had 2 last time, so he's not gonna have a third one this time. Walk up the stairs, bar comes down, takes them both out.
Suck brick, kid.
Every time.
This is my favorite line. That whole.
Mark,
Sarah,
how many
Renee,
fingers am I on?
Sarah, Renee, thoughts on Home Alone 1 or 2?
I mean, I don't really remember two. Well, and then you guys are forgetting Home Alone 3, which
that is I even enjoy that one.
yeah, it's not bad. It's really not bad for a third one of
That
basically
also
the
takes
same
place
plot.
at Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just
Scarlett Johansson. Sorry,
I don't remember.
There
No,
is-
they
So long since I've
place
seen it.
Macaulay
I think
Culkin.
she's in it.
I think she is.
Yeah.
Renee, thoughts?
I've only seen the first Home Alone, and yeah, it's easily a classic.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good. I
I
forgot
don't
about
have
that
much opinion.
one. Okay. Sarah, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
I had to go with Elf.
What's your name?
Buddy?
Your costume is pretty.
Oh, it's not a costume. I'm an elf. Well, technically, I'm a human, but I was raised by elves.
On November 7th, the world's largest elf is coming home for the holidays.
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
Will Ferrell.
Okay, people, Santa's coming to town.
I know him. I know him.
Elf.
What do you want for Christmas?
Sissy talks a lot.
I'll put in a good word with the big man.
Which this movie took me by surprise the first time I saw it, because like Christmas movies are not really my favorite, and honestly Will Ferrell is sometimes too much for me.
Agreed.
But it's just like every single part of this movie is hilarious. Like him getting hit by a cab, like him going up escalators. Like I like him in the elevator. He just like hits all the buttons. He's like, it's a Christmas tree. It's like the most annoying kid that's into Christmas, just like having their own movie is just so great to me. It's just funny. Like, and it has a good message in it too. It's like family is important, but it cracks me up. Like every single part of that movie is funny to me.
I'm gonna have to piggyback with Sarah on this one. Elf is also my favorite Christmas movie. Just I didn't like Sarah. I didn't think I was gonna like this movie because they made it the trailers made it look so gimmicky and cheesy. But once I got to sit down and watch it, and they introduced this character that is clearly doesn't belong in the North Pole. He's a human being, not an elf. And just I was hooked the moment they started going over when he started having the existential crisis and realizing, oh my gosh, I'm a human. That's why everything around me doesn't fit, because I am a grown human being. And that's what hooked me, just seeing him have this existential dread. And then he's looking for answers. He's like, where did I come from? And we just go on this journey with this zany character.
And how it kind of plays on the lore too, with like the stop motion with the narwhal.
Bye, guys.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
Oh yes, with no Rankin Bass
yeah.
animation.
Yeah, like I love that.
I love
like,
that homage. Yeah.
That he literally got out of the North Pole on like just a little piece of ice. You know what I mean? Like it's a charming movie. Yeah, it's so charming.
It is.
And the physical humor is also, the fact that not only is Will Ferrell like so big within like the little elf community, but he's just a giant person in general.
Oh yeah.
So it's like almost this idea like he doesn't belong anywhere, even in like it's just I enjoy that one. I definitely agree. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I do.
Yeah, there's so many great scenes. One of my favorite scenes from that movie, because even though I grew up with women, we like burp jokes. So when he does the scene with that elongated, exaggerated burp.
Did you hear that?
You are so weird.
And we were just laughing and applauding. That that got us. That was our favorite, easily our favorite scene, and we always quote that whenever we do an exaggerated burp out of nowhere.
But I was good.
I was to say there's so many little things in the movie too that like I think are easily overlooked. Like when they're in the doctor's office and he keeps eating cotton balls because he thinks they're marshmallows.
Yeah.
It's just like
While the
you just
doctor's
kind
not
of cringe too.
Yeah. But it's just like
Can't help
little
but laugh and
things.
cringe.
I like when he goes to when they can't figure out how to get the star on top of the tree and he walks on a frame
yes.
and runs back in and just dives at the tree like
That was another great one. And I also watched the show. They did a Christmas
gonna say that,
movies who made it that made us, and I've forgotten that Jon Favreau worked on this film.
He did
So that easily made it even better for me because Jon Favreau, genius, and the fact that there's yeah, he does. And the fact that there's in the North Pole scenes, everything was forced perspective. I appreciated the film even more for the genius that it is.
That was the second movie too, according to the movie that made us. That was the second movie ever. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I remember being dragged to see that movie with my parents. So I was 17 when they came out. I'm like, I'm too cool for this. But
jokes on you, huh?
I'm like, oh my god, love him back. One of my favorite tidbits about that movie though is I guess Jon Favreau told Jim Caan something when he was giving the speech, like, I don't want you anymore. He tells him, remember, you're fracking Sonny Corleone. And that's what he used, like, that inspiration to be like, to yell at Buddy in that movie. I'm like, oh, so he was pretty much channeling Sonny Corleone to fracking tell him off.
Yeah.
CJ, what is your favorite Christmas movie? Or Team Halloween movie?
Well, I'm actually, well, as you should know anyway, I'm a really big Christmas fan. Like, I love the holiday season. Me and my family always like kind of get together and like, do it up. Like, it's always been like a fond memory. And for someone who loves Christmas as much as I do, I found it weird that I really don't have like a Christmas movie that I like always go back to or really like to like or associate with even like the holidays or watching it like every now and then, you know what I mean? Like I would always say like my favorite Christmas movie was like Bad Santa, you know what I mean? Like which I really do like enjoy Bad Santa, but like I don't, it's not like something I watch every Christmas, but like one thing that I do really like that is Christmas themed and media appropriate is Christmas themed episodes of stuff.
Yes.
Right, like I really love for like people like Christmas movies and go back to those. I like Christmas themed episodes of like different like shows that I love, like, and like I will go back to those episodes and watch those during the holiday season. I was talking to Renee, like one of my favorite Christmas episodes ever of anything is this episode of Frasier, and it's this episode where like Frasier, where like, his dad, if you've watched Frasier and like, the characters, like, Frasier's dad, like, he's a holiday enthusiast and he's always trying to decorate like Frasier's like apartment, you know what I mean? And it's all like, and Frasier obviously is like uptight and doesn't want like all these tacky decorations around or whatever, but like Frasier's trying to date this like Jewish girl and he's trying to hide the fact, he's trying to hide the fact that like they celebrate Christmas or whatever. And like the madcap antics that go on around like just this idea that he's trying to date this girl and he's trying to like hide the fact that they like, everybody around him like obviously loves Christmas and like it's a big thing to them, but it's like hilarious and it culminates in like this moment where like Niles, his brother, shows up and he's like wearing this full Jesus Christ outfit, like, and like he's like hiding him in the bathroom while like the girl is like in the living room. It's like, it's crazy. I love that. So like I guess that'd be like my favorite like Christmas episode. And I will nod to, I like a lot of Simpsons Christmas episodes, and last holiday season Disney Plus did curate that like into its own section, like just Simpsons holiday episodes, which I did watch on the holiday.
going because if you guys know me, you know I love Frasier. I'm always dropping like Frasier. John and TJ can tell you how much I love Frasier.
A lot.
A lot. But that episode is to add on to what CJ said was that there's that scene where Dal goes in and the mom is out. The girlfriend's mom is outside with them, who is very, very Jewish. And he goes, "Oh Jesus!" And now the jumps up and runs into the bathroom to hide. Don't they also have to pretend that they're Jewish too? Like they're like
I think they're like
they have
pretending that
they have to like what if they're thinking Jewish wine, and they're like he adds sugar to it.
What's going on? Faye's mother thinks that we're Jewish. Just play along.
Okay. Why?
Well, it's important to Faye. Faye is important to me. You think you can pull it off?
Wait, Frasier. Is that for Helen?
Yes.
What if she's expecting Jewish wine?
Gosh, I'm afraid I don't have any of that on hand.
Sorry, it's easy enough. It's just like regular wine, plus a little of this. Try that.
It's dreadful.
Perfect.
Oh.
It's and then I forgot about Frasier Christmas episodes. Like my favorite Simpsons episode of Christmas, I think it's the first Simpsons episode officially. It's where they get Santa's little helper. That one, and I don't know if you guys remember when Bart gets busted shoplifting and he can't go into the store, and he finally gets his mom a proper present.
There's no place left to run, Bart. Hand it over. Oh, Bart, I can't believe you did this.
I wanted to surprise you for Christmas.
Oh, sweetie, this is the best present a mother could get. I love you so much, my little bitty Barty.
Mom.
Then I'm like that to this day makes me tear up. I'm like, oh my God, this is so heartbreaking. Like it makes me cry to this day. That episode is one of my favorite episodes of all time. But I forgot about that.
because he's like growing up or whatever.
Right.
And like, yeah, like for sure. All right. So just a couple of more honorable mentions. Those are like my favorite Christmas like show things, but just a couple of honorable mentions because I did mention, but also the Christmas episode of 30 Rock, Scrubs as well, where like where Turk is like losing his faith.
On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a drunk who drove into a tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 shattered skulls and a drunk who drove into a tree. 12 beaten children, 11 drive-by shooting, 10 frozen homeless, 9 amputations, 8 burned victims, 7 strangled shoppers, 6 random knifing, 5 suicides, 4 beaten wives, 3 ODs, 2 shattered skulls, and a drunk who drove into a tree.
Oh yes,
and Supernatural even too. Great Christmas episodes in Supernatural. Period. Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's all I'm throwing. Oh, and American Dad. American Dad has like the best Christmas episodes ever. The best ever. Like I would just watch those.
I stopped watching American Dad after season 2, so I'll take your word on it. I might have to go back and check them out. Those are I can't get stop thinking about the Frasier one right now because I love that. I forgot about that's a great episode.
You're gonna go watch it after this.
I probably am. I really am. We got my
I-
CBS All Access.
I count this as a Christmas episode, the Seinfeld Festivus, because
Yes.
it's anti-Christmas and gets me every time. Every time we start talking about Seinfeld, I'll always quote the Festivus isn't over until somebody pins me.
So lately, I've been going through I used to love Christmas as a kid, like up till college, and then I went a little lull. But I'm getting back in the spirit. And one of my favorite movies, it's an old Mexican movie. It's called The Santa Claus, but it came out here. I think it came out here in 5960, dubbed as Santa Claus versus the Devil. But it's because it's a Mexican production, and Santa Claus is on the moon, And he has.
I've heard about this.
Didn't Mystery Science Theater do a?
Yeah, they did a spoof of that
on
one.
It, yeah.
Okay.
It looks amazing.
It is, dude. I every kid was a little kid, like I would
It's like
sit
Flash
down.
Gordon with Santa Claus.
Kinda, yeah. And then Merlin is the sidekick. Merlin is the sidekick, and what I like about this movie that it explains so much for me was that Merlin gives him a universal key. Like, no chimneys, okay, here's the key. We can walk into whatever. But in it, the devil is sending out, like, he wants to ruin Christmas. He wants to ruin people's morality. He sends the devil, in English it's called Pitch, but he sends a little demon to start messing with kids and stuff like that. And one of the ones that breaks my heart to this day is this little girl. She wants a doll, and she goes, "Mommy, look, I want the doll." She goes, "Put it back. We can't afford it right now because all the money they had to buy it enough for rice and beans to eat, and it was just enough for her to eat. Like the parents couldn't even eat, and so she was like, that's what I want." And so that always gets me. It's really, really corny. It's really, really cheesy, but I love it all the time. It's one of my favorite like Christmas movies. And recently on Disney Plus, there was a new Christmas movie I'm like, this is my new Christmas tradition. It's called Noel.
I've been training to be Santa my whole life. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you can't be Santa if you're having a nervous breakdown. There's nothing merry about that.
Santa has disappeared.
I'm going to Phoenix, get my brother, and save Christmas.
When Santa's gone missing, it's Noel's mission to find him and save the holiday.
What? Hello. Oh, I like your pants.
They're yoga pants, like yours.
These are my yogurt pants.
Yoga pants.
I love yogurt pants.
Disney's Noel.
And it does the most amazing like little side acting. Like there's this one where these people are flirting, and she just keeps like looking. She goes, "Ooh!" I'm like, "Oh my god, I forgot how much of a good actress Anna Kendrick really is." It's really good because finally the suit is too big for her, and it finally fits. I'm like, it makes me cry too. Like not like the Santa Claus or those other sad movies, but it really does get to me. I recommend that one. That's a really good movie to watch. Noel. Any thoughts? Any honorable mentions you guys want to mention that should be stand out?
No one's mentioned Die Hard yet.
I'm surprised.
John, I'm looking at you.
I didn't want to be that person because I'm, I just feel like
it's too cliche.
I mean, that's the thing is me and my brothers, back in, it's like probably the early 2000s, that was kind of a tradition for us because we always laughed at the fact that it's just has this same thing, kind of like Home Alone, has this really great original like Christmas score to it, and like that ending where all the ash is coming down instead of snow, like I love that movie. I do. I don't know why the second one has to also take place at Christmas, but after the most recent Die Hard films, I go back and like 2 wasn't bad.
The airport had to be really busy, like
good point.
So you had to have the Christmas traveling.
Maybe Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Not in 2020 though. Not in 20. Any other Christmas movies that surprise you guys, like Batman Returns, Die Hard? Anything you want to mention? Sarah, and I think you have a list. I'm assuming you have a list next to you. Anything you want to mention?
I do have I have a couple hokey ones.
Go for it. Do it.
I put the Tim Allen Santa Claus. Where he.
You call this a little white?
Santa comes to his house and accidentally falls off the roof, and then Tim Allen.
The original script, he was going to shoot him with a shotgun.
Yeah,
because he thought he was a home intruder.
The director had to remind him this is a child's movie. Like you cannot do that.
And Tim Allen hates kids. That's the best part. He hates kids.
But that one's funny. And the other one I really like is Polar Express, which if you look back now, the animation's so bad.
Does not stand up.
Kind of scary.
Yeah. But like the story behind it, like I felt it was just a pretty story that they managed to capture with really bad animation.
Yeah. I find that movie at the time was very beautiful, but I'm like, this is boring. I was bored with that movie, but it is a beautiful at the time looking movie, but I find it boring. But thank you for watching us. Thank you for joining. Merry Christmas to everyone. And to all a good night. Frack off.